You are now tuned in to Vuz Speaks, the podcast where we speak about photography and other topics. So let's get straight into it. Okay. So what is the goddamn deal? Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor, YouTube, however you are consuming this podcast, what's the goddamn deal? How are y'all doing today? As always, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the last podcast and just leaving your feedback and advice and thoughts on the last podcast. I appreciate all the love. As always, this is going to be the last podcast of 2020. Definitely want to thank everybody for supporting the podcast journey since day one and, putting your friends onto it and everything and all the love you guys have been showing over the last couple of months for these podcasts. In the last podcast, I do want to point out that I said, you know what I'm saying, and a lot. Like I was sitting there listening to it with them all, and I just kept saying, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, bro. Like I said that shit so many times. So there are definitely things I need to work on because I get on these podcasts and I just talk like how I'm talking to people regularly. And if I was talking to my friends or anybody I was having conversations with them, at the end of everything, that's just something I say. I don't know if it's a Detroit thing, or whatever, where it comes from, but it's just always just, you know what I'm saying? That at the end of everything, you say what you got to say, and then you got to make sure the person you talking to knows what you're saying. But if I'm going to be doing these podcasts, I do realize that I need to definitely cut down on the you know what I'm saying. So maybe 2 or 3 you know what I'm saying a podcast. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, definitely thank you everybody who tuned in to that last podcast. And for this podcast, like I said, is going to be the last podcast of the year. And I didn't necessarily know what to talk about in this podcast. So I'm going to just talk about a few of my 2021 resolutions. I've never been one to make resolutions for real because I never cared or wanted to set standards for myself to do something differently just because it's a new year. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it because I want to do it and not because I need to set these standards for myself because it's a new year. I was never one into doing stuff like that. So I never really had New Year's resolutions. I just did what I had to do every single year, or the new things that I wanted to do, I did it regardless of if it was a new year or not. But 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people. It was a good year for a lot of people. I think this year definitely helped people realize and open their eyes to a lot of things that they were not aware of if not for COVID-19. A lot of people realized that they're worth a lot more than what they were getting from people, their jobs, the people that's around them, just anywhere that they are anywhere that they put themselves and the people that they surround themselves with. They realize that they are worth more than that because a lot of true colors were shown in 2020. A lot of people showed who they really were and what they really cared about this year. And it opened a lot of people's eyes, opened my eyes. My hair lady, she used to work at a salon, and that's where I always went to go get my hair done. She worked at a salon. Clearly, it wasn't her salon. She was just a hairstylist at this salon. But once 2020 and COVID-19 hit, she couldn't work at the salon, so she started doing hair at her house, and she had the clientele. So she was like, she told me that 2020 opened her eyes, and she figured out that she can do this without working for somebody else. Like, she can be her own boss, and I love that for her. I'm sure a lot of people figured that out on their own too. So 2020 did a lot of good for a lot of people mentally, but it definitely sucked at the same time. I was looking at this list earlier where it was saying like all the things. My boy Josh Pease, I don't know if y'all know who that is, but you definitely should. That was another God damn it, man. I can't stop with the I can't freaking stop the bro. I just keep knowing. But anyway, he wrote this list about all the things that happened this year. And I'm going to just name a few of these things that happened this year because you forget about a lot. This year was long as shit. Even though it felt like it flew by, this was a very long year. A lot of stuff happened this year. So let's just speak on a few things that happened this year. First of all, RIP Kobe. Yes. The year started off bad. The year started off terribly. We should have known once Kobe died that this was going to be the worst year ever. It already was the worst year ever based off that. Nothing else needed to happen for this year to be the worst year ever. Just that. Shit hurt. It still hurt. I'll never understand it. Like every time I think about it, I just still don't understand it. I grew up watching Kobe. When the Pistons won in 2004 against Kobe, I was pissed. I was the only nigga in Detroit pissed. I wanted Kobe to win so bad, bro. Kobe's my favorite basketball player of all time. Very influential, inspiring. All around, just love the guy. If I fanned out over anybody, I don't think there's anybody in this world I'd ever fan out over if I seen him, except Kobe. Never even got a chance to just see him in person. Never seen him play basketball, like in real life, nothing. And it sucks because he meant a lot more than basketball to a lot of people. Like me, my childhood hero. And definitely gave me a lot of confidence and just made me believe that I can be greater than anything in life. So that sucked, bro. And the fact that he passed away alongside his daughter, like it just, when you think about it, it really sucks. It just doesn't even sit right thinking about it. It's a terrible thing to think about. But yes, RIP Kobe, man. RIP his daughter. Just prayers to his family still, because that's not easy at all. But another thing that's on this list, RIP to Pop Smoke. That was crazy. Coronavirus, the Black Lives Matter went off this year. A lot of people acted like they cared, and then 2 months later it was over with. I seen that Tiger King happened this year. Like, bro, I forgot all about Tiger King. I feel like we watched that years ago, not even this year. Like, dude. Let's see what else is on here. Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. Like the Nike Dunk was the biggest shoe silhouette of the year. Man, just so many things happened this year. And it was a long, there's so many other things on this list, but this year was just very, very long. That's the only way I can describe it. It just was long, but it was short at the same time. It's already the new year. Like, we're already going into 2021. Trump is no longer, well, he's still the president, but in, January, he will no longer be the president. January 20th, I believe, is the inauguration for the new president. But just a lot of things going on. I'm making a video tomorrow. Thursday, a video I'm dropping about my favorite photographers this year, because creating photography this year not had to have, because I was creating photography, but it was difficult. You can't travel to certain places. You can't link up with people as easy. If you care about COVID or you care about passing it or getting it, linking up with people is definitely not the easiest thing to do. Traveling is definitely not the easiest thing to do. If you're a travel photographer, I'm sure it was very hard to get your travel photos in. Shooting concerts, if you're a concert photographer, like every single concert got canceled. Creating photos this year just was not an easy task to do at all. So my end of the year video, the last video that I'm dropping this year, is going to be on other photographers. Because like I said in that video, you'll see I could have definitely just got on here and definitely just talked about all the things I did this year, all the things that I'm proud of myself for accomplishing this year, and just talked about myself for like 15 minutes, and that could have been my end of the year video, and I could have been happy with it. Like, yes, I survived 2020 and COVID-19, and I still got my head on my shoulders. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But the YouTube and photography community, I've just noticed is very selfish. I talked about it on Twitter a little bit. There's this gatekeeping kind of energy that is the photography community. There's this gatekeeping energy that's just the YouTube community, where we watch the same 5 people every single year, all year. They know who they are, and they only interact with each other. They only uplift each other. So the same 5 to 10 people, they keep growing, while other creators, they have to get the scraps and work very, very hard and do a lot more than other people with bigger platforms. I don't have the biggest platform, but I definitely have somewhat of a platform, and I want to use it to the best of what I would want somebody else to do for me with their platform. Other people's platforms are theirs, and they can do whatever they want with it. But for me, with my platform, I want to uplift other people. Definitely the Black African American community of photographers and creators. Definitely just want to uplift smaller creators, because it's hard. If you're a smaller creator, you understand how hard it is to get to that point, especially when there's this gatekeeping energy of only keeping it's like billionaires and millionaires in the world. Like, the rich keep getting richer, the poor just keeps getting poorer. And it's the same type of energy with YouTube. The big creators just keep getting bigger, while the smaller creators stay where they are. They get the scraps. They got to work. Not to say that those people didn't work for it, but if I had 6 million subscribers on YouTube, and the only people you seen me talking about or supporting or doing anything with was other people who had 6 million subscribers on YouTube, it's just like, nigga, okay. But I get that. I get it, though. Like, the cool people only interact with the cool people. You got to earn your coolness in this world. It's just like high school, bro. Like, there's a cool crowd, the jocks and cheerleaders and shit like that. They only interact with each other. They only talk to each other, and they're cool. You only talk to other cool people. You're not going to talk to nobody in band class. Well, I am. I don't know what these motherfuckers on, but me personally, I don't give a fuck who you are. If I like you, I like you. I don't care about how cool you are. But it just sucks, though, because, like, these are the only people that we see. This is the only people that YouTube recommends to us. It's the same people. I'm tired of Ronin dropping not Ronin. I'm tired of DJI dropping a new Ronin, and the 7 same people review it the same day. Like, bro, it's this gatekeeping energy. They don't even know that they do it. The worst part is that not all of them are even aware that this is a thing. People can do whatever they want with their platform. I don't care. I just care about what I do with my platform. I'll never tell somebody what they should and shouldn't be doing with their platform. I just thought I'd speak on it. I'm sure there's a bunch of creators out there that's like, damn, do I got to have 1 million subscribers for motherfuckers to act like they care about me? Do I got to have 100,000 subscribers for motherfuckers to act like they care about me? I'm not even talking about myself. I'm talking about the smaller creators, smaller than me. Because I can be upset about not getting love, but I get love. I get love. I get a lot of love. I appreciate all of it too. But it's just weird. Shouldn't have to. Because if you got 30,000 subscribers, that's still a lot. 30,000 people is a lot of people, believe it or not. Even if it doesn't seem like it on YouTube or Instagram or anything else, like 30,000 people is a shit ton of people, bro. You put 100 people in a room, it's going to be a lot of people, depending on how big that room is. But you put 100 people in a room, bro, 100 people is still a lot of people. I don't even know 100 people personally. I think you just got to think about it like that. But anyway, if somebody with 30,000 subscribers working their heart out every single day, trying to get to that point, but it's hard because we're so focused on these same people with all the subscribers because they're cool. They got all the subscribers. Everybody loves them. But at some point, it's just going to be like, damn, man, like, shit. And if you know anything about growing on YouTube, it's not the easiest thing to do. You can't, like, you actually got to put the work in. I dropped 110 videos this year. 110 videos. I'm not sure any other photographer has dropped 110 videos this year. A lot of people could say quality over quantity. I agree. But I was working this year, nigga. I don't give a fuck. I was working hard as I ever worked ever. And it was quality. The thing is, I will never put out something I'm not proud of just to say I put some shit out. It's the end of the year. But anyway, dropping a video Thursday about other photographers, how good they are, how other people need to be seeing their work. Because it's not always about you. It's not always about me. This is my YouTube channel, but it's not always about me. You got to understand there's a community of us. There's a community of photographers. Think about what would happen in just the flow of things that would happen if bigger artists supported smaller artists. I know that sounds easier said than done, but just imagine what would happen. They might lose out on a little bit of work here and there. Maybe not. I feel like brands and shit like that still want the coolest, most popular people to do reviews on their products and stuff like that. But because from a brand standpoint, even if somebody's very, very good at photography, videography, whatever it is, but they only got 500 followers, they're going to be like, that's not going to get us anywhere. That's not going to get us anything. We want people to see this. So who do you give it to? The nigga with 6 million followers. It's no brainer. It's not rocket science. I understand. A lot of these things are understandable. But for me personally, I feel like to do my part in supporting other artists, other black artists, other people. It's not always about me. You never lose supporting other people. It's literally a win-win situation. You help people, and even if you are doing it for the wrong reasons, people are going to look at you and be like, that's very admirable that you would support somebody else and use your platform to support someone. Not saying that's why you should do it. If that's the reason you're doing it, then you got issues. But at least somebody gains and benefits from it outside of yourself. So I said the photography community is selfish because it's the same community that uplifted you and got you to this point. And now you don't do the same. The only people you talk to, support, give attention to is other people that's at your, level of popularity on the internet. Makes no sense. Mind focus. Last time somebody was talking to me about lowering the aperture so more things could be in focus. But bro, I don't get that much light in this room, bro. Come on, it's set up the way it needs to be set up. I low-key need to call them all, tell her to turn that heat off, because I know I can hear it, so I know. Yeah. You on the podcast? Say hi.
Hello.
Can you turn that heat off?
Yeah, I can.
All right. Man. Anyway, there's a lot that's going on. I think I wanted to talk about my creative resolutions for this year. But instead, I feel like I should just talk about the gatekeeping energy that is the YouTube community. Kind of already talked about it. I said everything I had to say. I'm going to do my part to not partake in the gatekeeping because it's just not my style. I've always had an attitude about shit like that. But, I mean, you can see it on every app. It's not just YouTube. It's every app. There's the same, 20 people on Twitter. There's, the same 50 people on Instagram. Well, it is what it is, right? At least depending on what part of this community you're in. You might be in the landscape photography community, so you see the same landscape photographers going up, portrait, blah, 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 whatever it is. At some point, that's just frustrating to some people. I used to be frustrated about it. Like, damn, man, when niggas gonna start supporting me? But at some point, you gotta realize that don't nobody owe you nothing. Don't nobody owe you support. Don't nobody owe you their attention. Don't nobody owe you nothing. Like I said, people's platforms are their platforms and they're allowed to do whatever they want with them. I just thought I should speak on it. I'm way beyond and past caring about other people supporting me, like other photographers or creators supporting me and what I do, because it's not up to them. At the end of the day, it's up to me. I'm gonna work hard. I'd rather get it out the mud than be handed everything I want. I've got it out the mud my whole life. Like, why would this be any different? Why would I assume that this was any different? If you get it out the mud, you get it out the mud. And when you get to the top, you get to say you got it out the mud. Can't nobody be like, I helped you. I did this for you. I only know you because of this person. Is that real? Nobody really wants that. Nobody wants to be known because of somebody else. I only fuck with you because this person fucks with you. Nobody wants that. Don't nobody want that. Some people might want that. Some people might want the easy way out. Some people might want the handout. Please, somebody with 10 million subscribers, shout me out. Please. So I ain't got to work for nothing. Some niggas might want that. It's dusty as hell in here. Some people might want that. I always got it out the mud. I ain't never had nobody help me, hand me shit. So I'm fine with doing it on my own and growing on my own and just based off being me. That feel better anyway. When niggas fuck with you because of you. How irritating would it be if niggas was DMing you all day, commenting on your shit all day, like, I know you because of this person, or I subscribe to you because of this person. That's going to make it seem like you didn't subscribe to me because you actually cared. Like, you only did it because your favorite photographer, your favorite creator told you to, or because they like me. A lot of people can't think for themselves. So if their favorite artist says this person's very good, they're just going to take that shit at face value and be like, you're right, they are. I don't care. Even if they're not good, I'm with it because you with it. Who want that for real? Some people do. I'd rather get it out the mud. Too muddy. Phone keep going off. I'm sorry. There's a lot of shit going on in this. Leave it to the last podcast of the year to end like this. But I was going to talk about my creative resolutions for next year, but they're not that important, if I'm being honest. They're the same creative resolutions I had this year. What I wanted to do last year was be on YouTube more. Like, actually put out videos on YouTube. Be a YouTuber. And I did that. And I'm going to continue to do that. What I want to do for next year is support more artists. But I'm not waiting until next year. I'm going to start now. Started a couple weeks ago. Always supported artists and stuff like that, but I just need to do it more often than I was doing it, because it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I could do it more. Everybody has the opportunity to support and show people love as much as possible. The hard thing is you can't support everybody right away. I want to support every single person that I can support, but it's going to take time. So if niggas like, I thought you was going to be supporting more artists this year, blah, blah, blah. Nigga, it takes time. Some of this shit this shit don't happen overnight. You got to support artists while also doing what you do. Got to be selfless and selfish at the same time. It's like, nigga, how do you do that? Got to figure it out. Got to do something to figure it out. But the the most important thing is trying. The only thing you can do is try. If niggas is trying, that's the only thing that matters to me. I only care if niggas ain't trying, then it is what it is. Can't say shit to me. Can't prove my opinion of you otherwise if you don't even try. Niggas respect trying. Like, at least the nigga tried. Even when shit don't go as planned. At least the nigga tried. Fuck it. That's all that matters. If you lose a basketball game, football game, sports game, but you gave it your all, niggas respect that. The nigga tried his hardest. He got hard. Niggas gonna respect that. All niggas gotta do is try. I haven't seen none of these niggas try for real, bro. Not at all. You can interact with these niggas and still like whatever. Not on my level yet, nigga. Yeah, so be it. Whatever. Anyway, if you have resolutions, this is a short podcast this time because it's the last one, and got a lot to do today, and I'm leaving tomorrow, so yeah. But anyway, man, I definitely want to appreciate and thank everybody who has tuned in to all of these podcasts this year, going to continue to tune in, and all the love y'all have been showing, and just, I'm very appreciative of everything. If I haven't seemed like I was appreciative, I try to show y'all how appreciative I am of everything every single time. I don't take anything for granted. It's just an overwhelming amount of love from y'all. And I know there's a few haters, a few trolls, and a few people who talk shit, but they don't matter more than the people who show love and actually care and just overall show love. That's it. That's all that matters. So also another resolution in mind is in 2021 is to give attention to the love and not the hate. So, cause whatever, bro, the more you show attention to hate, the more it's going to come. The more people thrive off that. People love that. There's people who got my post notifications on for every time I drop so they can come dislike my videos. Got to be the most miserable person in the world to do some shit like that. But hey, it is what it is. Haters want to make you mad. So if they make you mad, then they succeed. They get high off that. They ain't got nothing else going on in their miserable lives, so they can be proud of this. But anyway, I'm gonna show more attention to the love. The hate, it is what it is. Comes with growing, I guess, but it is what it is, man. But like I said, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everything. Happy New Year's. If you have any New Year's resolutions, let me know down in the comments below. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. If you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Definitely follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Anchor, wherever you can. And yeah, man, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Happy New Year. Let's get it.